All right, so today we're going to break down the 2002 erotic thriller Unfaithful. It's one of those films that really gets under your skin because it asks a pretty terrifying question. What happens when just one moment, one single lapse in judgment, is enough to completely demolish a seemingly perfect life? Let's get into it. And believe it or not, the entire story, the whole chaotic spiral, really kicks off with just these three words: seize the moment. It's just a simple phrase, right? Scribbled inside a book. But it basically becomes the permission slip for an affair that goes from bad to worse to obsession, betrayal, and yeah, even murder. So first up, let's talk about the marriage at the heart of this. We're introduced to Connie and Edward Sumner. And on the surface, they have everything. They're living the suburban dream. But as you can probably guess, that perfect facade, it's about to get some serious cracks. And this really lays out the core problem, doesn't it? On one hand, you have this picture-perfect upscale life in Westchester. They've got the loving marriage, the cute kid, the stable, comfortable life. But look closer, and you see what's really going on. It's passionless. It's caring, sure, but it's also described as horribly boring. And that boredom creates this huge, dangerous void right in the middle of their lives. And wouldn't you know it, something, or rather someone, is about to fill that void. And it all happens because of a complete and total accident. This is it. This is the moment everything changes, when temptation literally comes crashing into Connie's life. So, picture this. It's a super windy day in Soho. A crazy gust of wind just barrels through and knocks Connie right off her feet. And she collides directly with a stranger. He's charming, he helps her up, and since she scraped her knee, he offers to let her come up to his apartment nearby to clean up. It seems so simple, right? Just a kind, innocent invitation. But this single moment, it's the start of everything. And this guy, Paul Martel, well, he's basically the exact opposite of her life. He's a young, handsome French bookseller. He represents this world of spontaneity, art, a little bit of beautiful chaos. His Soho apartment feels like another planet compared to her cookie-cutter suburban home. So when he gives her this book of poetry with his number tucked inside, he's not just giving her a book. He's offering her a doorway, an escape. Okay, so from that one choice, things start to spiral, and fast. Connie quickly finds herself tangled up in this massive web of lies that honestly just starts to take over her entire life. And the escalation here is just, wow, it's shockingly fast. It starts with just one phone call, a hesitant one. But that quickly turns into a full-blown physical affair. And Connie starts telling lie after lie to cover it up. But her husband, Edward, he's not stupid. Little things start to pile up, a story that doesn't quite make sense, a new piece of lingerie she can't explain. His suspicion just keeps growing and growing until finally he can't ignore it anymore. And that's when he does it. He hires a private investigator. And yeah, to be clear, Edward isn't just being paranoid here. He's got evidence. He's catching her in these little lies, finding things that don't add up. The real tipping point, though, comes from this disgruntled employee he just fired, who basically tells him, hey, maybe your problems are a little closer to home. That's all it takes. Soon enough, that PI comes back with an envelope full of photos, and that's it. Devastating, undeniable proof that just shatters Edward's world. Okay, so this is the major turning point. The whole movie pivots right here. We go from a story about an affair to something much, much darker. The consequences are about to become completely and totally irreversible. Edward, just filled with this cold, quiet rage, decides to go straight to the source. He shows up at Paul Martel's apartment. He's just there to confront him, to get some answers, and in this incredibly twisted bit of timing, he just misses Connie. She had literally just left the apartment after trying to end the whole thing. So they're talking, and you can just feel the tension in the room. And then Edward's eyes land on something. It's sitting right there on Paul's mantle, a snow globe. But it's not just any snow globe. It's the one he gave Connie as a gift. And in that one instant, this beautiful symbol of their marriage morphs into a symbol of her ultimate betrayal. And he just snaps. In a blind rage, Edward grabs that snow globe and hits Paul over the head with it. And he kills him, just like that, instantly. A line has just been crossed that they can never, ever uncross. The affair has officially led to murder. So the shock immediately turns into pure panic. Edward goes into this almost robotic mode, cleaning the entire apartment, wiping down every single surface, trying to erase any trace that he was ever there. And while he's cleaning, he hears a voicemail on Paul's machine. It's from Connie, and get this, she's calling to end the affair. He deletes it. Then he wraps Paul's body in a rug, drags it to his car, and dumps it in a landfill. Just gone. And just like that, the entire conflict of the movie shifts. Suddenly, the affair almost doesn't matter anymore. Now the Sumners are bound together by something much darker. Not love, but this shared, absolutely terrifying secret. Of course, the real world comes knocking. Eventually, Paul's body is discovered, and the police find Connie's phone number in his apartment. So, 2 detectives show up at the Sumners' house, and suddenly, their private, secret crisis is now a full-blown police investigation. The paranoia just skyrockets. Every knock, every phone call. It could be the end of their lives as they know it. Then comes the moment when all the lies between them just completely fall apart. Connie's picking up Edward's dry cleaning, and she finds the PI's photos in his pocket, the pictures of her and Paul. And it all just clicks into place. He knows. He's known this whole time. And this discovery leads to this absolutely raw, brutal confrontation where everything, and I mean everything, finally comes out. In the middle of this huge fight, Edward confesses to everything. And he says this one line that is just chilling. It gets right to the core of his pain and betrayal. He tells her his rage wasn't really about Paul. It was about her. He tells her he hates her, that she basically threw their entire life away for, what, nothing? Later, the police actually return the snow globe to them as an item from the scene, and as Connie's cleaning it, she finds this hidden compartment. And inside, a photo of them with their baby son and a sweet little note from Edward. It's like this ghost from a happier time, and you can see it on her face. She finally understands the full weight of what she's destroyed. So in this incredibly symbolic moment, she takes the photos of her and Paul and burns them. She's choosing a side. She's choosing her husband and their dark secret. So after all this insane journey of lies, betrayal, and violence, it all leads up to one of the most talked about, most debated endings in any thriller from that time. Let's talk about the film's impact and that famous, ambiguous ending. I mean, first off, the movie was a huge hit at the box office. It made over $119 million globally. And you can see why, right? It just tapped into these really primal fears we all have about marriage, trust, and the idea that you might not really know the person you're closest to. And here's the thing. While critics were a little bit mixed on the movie itself, pretty much everyone agreed on one thing. Diane Lane was absolutely incredible as Connie. She got 5 major award nominations for it, including for an Oscar and a Golden Globe. Her performance, taking this character from simple boredom to total devastation, was just masterful. And that brings us to the unforgettable, nail-biting final scene. Edward and Connie are just sitting in their car, stopped at a red light. And she's talking about maybe running away, fleeing to another country to start over. He's comforting her, and then the camera slowly pulls back, and you realize they are parked right in front of a police station. The light turns green, and the car just sits there. And that's it. The screen just cuts to black. It leaves us hanging with this massive question. What do? Do they hit the gas and spend the rest of their lives on the run, chained together by this horrible secret? Or does Edward get out, walk into that police station, and face the music? The film never tells you. The choice, and what you think happens next, is completely up to you.